All right, awesome. I think we are live and we got a few people joining us. So, my name is Dr. Bree. I am on Team F2C as a member of the Scientific Advisory Team. And so, part of what I do is looking at products and looking at novel ways of using them in ways that we can help our athletes perform better and using and benefiting from our products. So, what we're going to chat about today is the Rehab Recovery product specifically. And Rehab Recovery is a curcumin extract, which is more people know it as turmeric. It's that super bright yellow spice that's common in Indian and South Asian cuisine. It is, that vibrant, bright color, and it is touted for its benefits with respect to inflammation, so helping to reduce inflammation overall. And so I want to talk a little bit about why that works, how it works, and how it could benefit you as an athlete. And we're going to put a little bit of a women's health spin on it because that's one area of my practice that I focus in is women's health and performance. So the main thing you need to know about turmeric or curcumin is that it affects cytokines and prostaglandins. So cytokines are signaling chemicals that our body produces that can create inflammation. And so we need these sorts of chemicals in our body for a lot of different reasons. When we have an injury, we want to have cytokine production so that we get white blood cells coming to the area, and we understand our body knows that it needs to bring white blood cells and other things to help heal the system or whatever's broken. Cytokines are not all bad, but when inflammation gets dysregulated and it continues on for a long time, that's when we want to use things to try and shut it down. So things that impact cytokines are things like turmeric extract. The other signaling molecule that our body produces that is in response to inflammation or to create inflammation is called prostaglandins. And prostaglandins affect smooth muscle contraction. So smooth muscle is different than skeletal muscle. Smooth muscle lines things like our bowel, our whole digestive tract. It is the lining of the uterus, it's the lining of the bladder, it's the lining of our blood vessels. So it functions different than skeletal muscle. And when we're looking at the context of women's health, smooth muscle is what is contracting in the uterus when we menstruate or when we get our periods. So what we want to know about that is that prostaglandin production is normal around menstruation because we need the uterus to contract to release that lining of the uterus. What can be problematic though is if the prostaglandin levels are quite high and we start to get pain or cramping with our menstrual cycle. And that we're talking about pain or cramping that's not normal. It's so painful that you have to take time off work or training, and that's not acceptable. So lots of people will use Advil, ibuprofen, naproxen, like variety of anti-inflammatory medications to help manage inflammation and pain, whether it's for menstrual pain or another type of inflammatory pain, muscle injury, ligament, tendon, any of those. So anytime that we are using those sort of anti-inflammatory medications would be also an opportunity that we could consider using a curcumin extract like the Rehab Recovery product. So Rehab Recovery is a really specific extract of curcumin. It is going to have a very specific action on those cytokines and prostaglandins to shut down inflammation and to really help with pain specifically. So some of the research that's been done on this extract and similar to turmeric or curcumin extracts, but more specifically with the I can never remember the name, bio-BDMC sport extract, which is the specific extract that's in the Rehab Recovery, is that it can help with things like knee pain from osteoarthritis, for example. So we have tons of research on that aspect of turmeric or curcumin extract as an anti-inflammatory for arthritis pain, for muscle pain, and we know that it performs equal to medications like NSAIDs, so things like the Advils, ibuprofens, naproxens, etc. When we look at menstrual pain, we're actually really limited in our data on natural health products as well as medications for menstrual pain. We do know that because the prostaglandins are what creates that contraction and cytokines create inflammation, we know that when we inhibit those, we can get a reduction in pain. So this is a new way that athletes and active people could use turmeric curcumin to manage a variety of painful conditions, including things like menstrual pain, but also typical orthopedic kind of aches and pains. Just checking my notes here to see if I missed anything, but that was mainly what we wanted to cover, was that this new product, the Rehab Recovery, it's a very specific curcumin extract that is going to, oh no, hard to hear sound, that's not good. Okay, sorry guys, let me just see if I can correct this. Is it any better now? Sound? No? That's better. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, I wonder where I should pick up. So maybe sound is good on Facebook. Okay, good. Sorry, doing two things at once. Hard for me. All right. Okay, so the main thing we wanted to talk about was that the bio-BDMC sport extract of curcumin, which is a type of turmeric, is going to inhibit cytokines and prostaglandins. So those cytokines and prostaglandins are what create inflammation. Prostaglandins create smooth muscle contraction. And smooth muscle contraction, when we talk about uterine or menstrual pain, is the main molecule we want to tackle as far as improving our pain or our cramping. So things like turmeric and this specific extract are really helpful for managing pain of many kinds. I also mentioned, I don't know if the sound was bad when I was mentioning this, but we know that that extract can also be beneficial for patients with things like osteoarthritis. Many of the studies are done in knee osteoarthritis just because it's one of the more common conditions. And we do see that curcumin extracts like the bio-BDMC sport do perform equal to medications like medications like Advil or ibuprofen, naproxen. The benefit to something like turmeric or curcumin being that it's not going to have the same GI or gastrointestinal disruption that a NSAID or a medication can. So another important thing to know about the curcumin extract that we're using in the Rehab Recovery product is that it does need to be taken with fats. Most turmeric and curcumin should be taken with fats because it is more lipid soluble molecule and it does get absorbed better into the body. If you think about how turmeric is traditionally used in terms of cooking and the dishes that it's usually used in, it's usually used with lots of ghee or clarified butter. So usually quite a bit of fats just like naturally occurring with that when we use it in cooking. Now, the amount that you're going to use when you cook or if you put it in a smoothie or you make a golden milk latte or that kind of thing, it's not going to be comparable to the amount that's in an extracted form like the Rehab Recovery. So give it a try. If you have any questions, let us know. Always check with your healthcare provider if you have any concerns about if this product is right for you. Questions can go in the comments and we will respond. Thanks for joining me, you guys.